Today I'm going to be showing you 2 recipes for quick, easy breakfast muffins. We have 2 different styles. We have a bakery one and an egg bake one. So join with me. Well, good morning. Today we're going to be making sourdough pumpkin muffins. So these are really, really good, and I'm going to share the recipe with you. It'll be linked down below, and they're pretty quick to throw together, which I love. So my oven is preheating to 350 degrees, and I have my sourdough starter, and this is just discard, so I fed this last night. And then I'm going to take, I believe it's 1 cup of my starter, so right here, and I'm going to put that into my bowl. Let me get my dough whisk here to kind of get some of the stuff out of there. Okay. And I'm going to feed this after I'm done here. Okay, so I've got my sourdough starter, and then I need 2 cups of pumpkin puree, or you can be homemade, it can be canned. I just have some 100% pumpkin here. So I'm gonna use, this is a 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I still have some of this left, which I'm going to actually save for another recipe later. Okay. And then I'm going to add my sugar, and this recipe makes 24 muffins, and it calls for 1 cup of sugar, which I think is pretty good. It's not too much sugar for 24 muffins, in my opinion. So I'm using cane organic sugar. This is a 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna put in 4. I like this size just for this 3. Don't lose count. I've done that many times. I like this size just for this jar, which is really easy. It's 3 eggs. So I have those here. 3 eggs. Vanilla extract. It says to do a teaspoon, but 24 muffins, I mean, I think we can definitely do 2. You can never use too much vanilla extract. I mean, of course, there's limits to everything. Okay, and then I need a 1/2 cup of neutral flavored oil. So you could use canola oil or vegetable oil. I'm gonna use avocado oil. It's pretty much the only oil we use anymore, except for olive oil. And a little bit of coconut oil I use in my popcorn maker and to season my cast iron. So this is a 1/4 cup, so I'm gonna put in 2. Avocado oil is really healthy as olive oil, but the nice thing about it is it has the high smoke point, so you can fry in it and roast in it, but also it doesn't have the strong flavor that olive oil has. Olive oil tastes like olives. We'll just put that over there for now. Okay, so now we just want to mix these up. This recipe is pretty simple to throw together because you don't want to over mix the muffins. They just basically need to be combined. Okay, and then we're gonna add in our flour, cinnamon. This recipe calls for cinnamon, and they say 2 teaspoons, but I'm actually gonna use pumpkin pie spice. So I'm gonna put that in. Cinnamon would be good too, though. That's not that big of a change in a recipe to me. Okay, so we've got that. We need our flour. So there are 2 cups, is it 2 cups of flour? Where's the recipe? 2 cups of flour. So you can use all-purpose or whole wheat is another good one. I'm gonna use a mix of all-purpose. I'm gonna do 1 cup of that. And I'm also gonna do 1 cup of einkorn flour. I have some in here that I'm trying to use up, so it's just the container. Einkorn is just an ancient grain flour. It's supposed to be a little healthier. So those are my 2 cups of flour. What else am I missing? My baking soda. Well, salt. If you used butter as your fat in this, you could totally skip. If it was salted butter, you could totally skip the salt. How much salt? A teaspoon of salt. Salt. All right. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, and 1.5 teaspoon baking soda, which I actually need to get out of the fridge. Where is it? Where did it go? And is pushed all the way to the back. Okay, so this one you're doing 1.5 teaspoons. All right, so we're just going to mix this. So that's good there. Now I'm just going to take my muffin. You can use muffin tin liners. I like the silicone ones. And I can do 24 on 1 sheet here, so that's great. So we're just gonna fill these. Good to the last drop. Yay. Okay, so 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay guys, muffins are done. Let's get them out. Check it out. Ooh, they look good. They look delicious. We're just gonna set them out there and let them cool. Ready for another breakfast muffin recipe? Sometimes it's nice to have really easy things for breakfast. We are not big breakfast eaters in our house, so grab and go is kind of the style that we like. We like to do homemade granola. Oatmeal is super easy and quick and healthy. Homemade Lara bars, muffins are great. So I'm gonna show you another one that we like to do, which is a quick, easy breakfast muffin. But first I'm gonna turn up the oven to 425 for this recipe. And I don't actually have a recipe for this, so for those of you who are really anal about following a recipe, you just kind of gonna have to guesstimate a little bit here. So I am using really easy things here. These are the Southern style O'Brien hash browns, and they have onions and peppers in them. I'm not gonna use this whole bag, but probably about half of it. So good. And I'm gonna add in chopped green peppers. I love these frozen chopped green peppers. They make life so easy. Because I'm probably gonna add this whole bag. I always like to have more vegetables than any carb in a recipe. So for seasoning, I'm going to use this coarse salt, garlic, and onion. And I am guesstimating here too, probably about a teaspoon. Definitely a teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm adding in Italian seasoning. And definitely about a teaspoon of this as well. It's good. So after making the muffins, I only had 15 silicone liners left. So that's why we're gonna make this recipe to go with that. In Minnesota right now, it's been -15 to -30 degrees on a regular basis. Can you hear my eyes roll? It's northern Minnesota is so cold. We have a lot of snow. It just is what it is. So the chickens take a break this time of year. Come spring, they start laying again. So we just kind of let nature take its course there and don't try to force them to lay. So these are the eggs I have. Fortunately, they didn't have the ones that I originally wanted in the store, but whatever. I think everyone here has been dealing with supply issues, not being able to find something that you're used to finding. So I'm gonna put in about 12 eggs, a dozen eggs. Okay, so now that we have the eggs mixed with this, I am just going to mix it all together. So because I have some extra, I'm going to put the rest of it into my cast iron skillet. And I think I might just throw the rest of these potatoes in there as well. All right, so we're gonna put these in the oven at 425. Okay, these muffins are done and they look delicious. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to do so and join with me in the Word of God in the kitchen and in the home. Bye, guys.